Well, hello people, and yeah, it's Peter here. At last we can come back down in the old man's shed because, as you know, for the last few weeks, oh gosh, it's been too hot, isn't it? It's ridiculous temperatures here in South London. So it was out of bounds, up in the 30s, you know. Oh my gosh, I can't cope with that. But I'm happy to say that the layout has coped with it all right. And today is, what would we, it's the 17th of July, Thursday, 3 o'clock. It's sort of an overcast day, a lot cooler than it has been, although having said that, we're still 26, 27 in the shed because it's hot and humid now. We've got a little bit of rain every now and then, but not really enough to do the gardens any good, but there you go. But yeah, at last can come down in the old shed. So right, now, this video is not there is a couple of minutes of running clips, but this is more to answer a question to a guy who watched one of my videos, well, the one about the Kappa rolling stock with the Class 60 loco, and the couplings I used to get my as close as possible couplings with the wagons. And he knew there was elite couplings from Westhill Wagon Works. He just said what sizes, because I did say I've used 2 sizes in order to get the right distance for the buffers so that I don't get any snagging on the Torridon Road. So Gary, I've made a film for you showing you exactly what I've used and explaining that. And then also on the subject of the J&A wagons from Revolution Trains, I get my loads for these wagons from a company called Make Your Mark Models. But there's a little, it's not an issue as such, but there's something that he's done from in the past that Mark has made in the past, the wagon loads. But it seems like this release of the wagons, because it comes with a working end of train lamp on the Pacific wagon, they've done something different to the wagons, which meant that when Mark sent me the resin, the load, they also come with the spacers to fit inside the wagon, which didn't work in these particular wagons until I sussed out what was going on. So stay tuned to find out what that's all about. Okay, but so it's the 17th today. This weekend coming, I have got a family duty to do on a Saturday, where I've got a bit of driving to do, because we're meeting up with a family member who's come all the way, from Australia for a few days. So we've got to do that on a Saturday. But this weekend coming up is the Chatham and District Model Railway Show down in the historic dockyard at Chatham. So I went there last year and met up with Kevin. So hopefully, if I'm feeling up to it, I'll be doing the same on the Sunday, because that's obviously Saturday I'm doing the thing with the family. So hopefully I'll go there Sunday, providing I don't feel too shattered from the day before, the driving and all the rest of it. So yeah, so Kevin, hopefully see you there, or anybody else who's up there. I know my old Model Railway Club's got a layout there, Folly Lane. So if I'll meet up with those guys, that'd be good. But it's just how I'm going to be feeling. I might be exhausted, so who knows. Anyway guys, so yeah, that's what this one's about. So thanks for watching. Gary, you'll see what the sizes of your couplings are. You'll see what the tip is to do with the Revolution Trains wagons if you've ordered your resin loads from Make Your Mark Models. And it sorts it all out. Alright, but otherwise that's it for now. So hopefully, well, weather permitting, well, hopefully see you again soon. Alright, all the best people, all the very best. Bye bye for now, bye bye. Right guys, so this is a quick little video, an answer to a question asked to be on my channel by Gary, Gary G1S8R. Asked me a question, said, which hunt couplings did I use on these J&A wagons, to get them fitting as close as possible? And I've said I've used 2 sizes. So as you can see, this is the size is a small size on this side and the medium size on this side. I'll give you what they are, but they just want to show you, there it is on the straight, and these are elite couplings obviously, yeah. So, and you can see that the shorter one is on this side, so they don't meet in the middle, they meet off to one side. However, so that's the gap you get on the straight, and then let's have a look going around the curve, and you'll see that the inside couplings buffers nearly touch, but not quite. Hold on. Right, so coming around the third radius bend, and there they are. You see there's still a gap. I'll just move the camera a little bit. Alright, so they can go round a second as well, okay? But you saw it on the straight, and there it is going round the bend. So you can't get any nearer than that, otherwise the buffers will not only kiss, they might not let the couplings join together because they keep them apart, or, you know, worst case scenario, you get buffer lock. But no, it's perfect. This is fine. This works on a third radius and a second radius. Now the sizes are, let's show you. I just put it on the back of a piece of white card, so hopefully you can see it, but I've written it down whatever it is. So the coupling on the left is XC, and the one on the right merely just says I, if that's supposed to mean the letter I. I don't know if I can get the camera to sort of zoom, because it's a moulded detail, so you can't see. That's why I've written it down, because you can't really see. Yes, you can see that one says XC, and that one is just a mark which I can gather as saying 1. Alright, so obviously, so there you can see that one side is longer than the other side, but when it's on the wagon it fits okay. The other thing about what I do is, as you can see, the magnets are quite clear as they come straight out of the packet, whereas I paint them. Alright, so just a little bit of black paint over them to hide, you know, the fact that you can see the magnets, because the plastic around them is very thin and you can see the square magnets. Alright, so rather than have them like that, a little bit of quick bit of painting, obviously not on the face of the magnet, that it's got to attract, keep that, you know, clear, but around the outside, and that's the effect you then get rather than that effect. Okay, now I'll show you something else about these particular wagons, and also if you've ordered the load from Make Your Mark Models, I need to show you something. Right, so a company that I like to use when it comes to doing the wagon loads for me, because I'm too lazy to do it myself, and know that I'll get quality and that these loads are going to fit each particular wagon that they're made for, is a chap called Mark from the company Make Your Mark Models, and he makes resin loads for the, you know, whatever sort of wagon it is. In this case it's the Revolution Trains J&A wagons, and here is one of the wagons loads, sorry. And as you can see underneath, he even supplies the spacers needed so that when you put it into the wagon, it's at the correct height. But with these J&A wagons, it seems Revolution Trains have done something in this release of wagons that I didn't do before, because this one is the one with the end of train lamp. Okay, so what that meant is there's a false floor fitted into this wagon to allow to have the battery electronics to operate the end of train lamp, or in this case, because I've replaced it, even my electronics. But as you can see, the load is the perfect height. Now the reason for that is there's a false floor, and look, I'll just get the load out of here. This is how well they fit. There we go. Oh, that's the little block. Now you see, that's the little spacer block that Mark has provided, right, made out of resin. You can see the difference in the height, because that allows for, you can see on the back there, this is where you should be placing them, on the back of the resin loads, because it's covered in white, and he says put the blocks there. I can't do that on my particular one, so I'll just put the spacer in there. Yeah, because I had to put my own electronics in there, so it's slightly different, but that's alright, so long as it goes at each end of the load like that. And now when I put that load in there, and you'll see how easy it fits, that's it, done. Alright, absolutely perfect. And as you can see, it's the right height. So that takes care of the false floor that's fitted to the wagon with the end of train lamp. But they've all got false floors, guys, alright, because if you're running this without a load, you want these two wagons to seem the same as regards the depth of inside the wagon. So this has got a false floor, right? But because Mark has made these resin moulds for the first set, that this spacer is the incorrect size for the false floor. So what do? Well, you remove the false floor, and then everything will be hunky-dory. And I'll just show you how to remove the false floor, because it wasn't covered in the instructions for the J&A wagons. You've got to make a hole. And where do you make the hole? Well, let me try and see. Yes, you can see. Yeah, just I'm going to point it out with the. See there, there's a round moulded shape in the bottom of the chassis there. Right, so both sides. So what I've done, it's there, is on this side I've made a hole, which is what they tell you to do. So now I can put my very small screwdriver through that hole, because this has got the false floor. Push up on the false floor, and you can hear it's making noises. There we go. Take out the false floor. Yes, I've now got a hole in it, but you now have, but that's how the original wagons would have come. I mean, I believe there's even, yes, there's a tiny little hole in the corner there of this particular. All the wagons have got them, because that would be where the end of train lamp is fitted, you know, to be on there. Then you would have the false floor, and as you can see, underneath the false floor is where you would attach the little electronic board, so when it goes back into the wagon it all lines up. Anyway, so yes, you've got a little hole, but if you're running it without a load, you put the false floor in, so you don't see that little hole and it fits perfectly. Because I ordered from Mark at Making Mark Models, and he provides the spacers and everything. Now that our false floor is gone, I just drop it in, and that's it, done. And that's the two side by side, and you can see they're the same. All right, so there we are. So yeah, you're putting a hole in the bottom of the model there, which you then can't see afterwards. Yeah, if you don't want to see that hole when you're not using a load, tap it out, put the false floor back in, and there's your wagon with no hole in it. But you now can't put that back in unless you alter the spaces yourself. So if you don't want to do any damage whatsoever, and you have ordered this from Mark, you'll have to cut down those blocks to give you the correct spacing. I couldn't be bothered with that, so I just made a little hole. Do it again, push through, out comes the false floor, take out the thing. Yes, you've got a hole. See, they've got them stuck in the right position. There you go, absolutely perfect, and doesn't mark the wagons whatsoever, which is why I always go to Mark for my resin kits. These are, made of resin, they're painted, and they're perfect. All right, okay, there we are.